Welcome to English Myths Explained, because some of the most common rules in English and English education were invented, exaggerated, or simply wrong. Let's get into it.
To boldly go where no one has gone before. That split infinitive, to boldly go rather than to go boldly. And if you were taught that split infinitives are always wrong, you were taught something with no basis in English grammar. Today we look at where this rule came from, why it has no foundation, and why sometimes the split is not just acceptable, but necessary. The rule is familiar. An infinitive is the base form of a verb preceded by to go, to run, to understand. The prohibition says you should never insert an adverb or any other word between the to and the verb. To boldly go should be to go boldly or boldly to go. The rule is taught as a matter of grammatical correctness. It produces a feeling of precision in those who follow it, and it has absolutely no basis in English grammar history. The prohibition against split infinitives was invented in the 19th century, primarily by Henry Alford in his 1864 book, A Plea for the Queen's English. The logic was borrowed from Latin. In Latin, infinitives are single words and cannot be split. Amare means to love. There is no way to insert a word inside it. Alford and others decided that English should observe the same rule. This is the same logical error responsible for several other myths in this series, applying Latin grammatical constraints to a language that has never observed them. Here is where the argument against split infinitives collapses most decisively. Consider the sentence, "You have to really understand this." Moving really produces, "Really, you have to understand this," which means something different. Or "You have to understand this really," which is awkward and unclear. The split infinitive is sometimes the only position for the adverb that conveys the intended meaning unambiguously. She wants to more than double her salary, cannot be rearranged without changing the meaning. The adverb belongs inside the infinitive because that is where it does its job. The Oxford English Dictionary states there is no grammatical reason to avoid split infinitives. Fowler's modern English usage calls the rule a fetish and explicitly endorses splitting infinitives when doing so serves clarity. The Chicago Manual of Style recommends splitting when it improves the sentence. Merriam-Webster traces the split infinitive back to the 14th century in English writing. George Bernard Shaw wrote to the Times defending split infinitives. Every major contemporary authority either accepts or actively endorses them. Split infinitives have been in English since the 14th century. The prohibition was invented in 1864 by applying Latin grammar to English. Every major authority accepts them. Sometimes the split is not only acceptable, but necessary to convey the precise meaning intended. To boldly go is not a grammatical error. It is English doing exactly what English is designed to do. Subscribe to Fluent Daily for more.